Welcome to my channel, Catskill Mountain Homebody. My name's Amy. Today's video, I thought I would do something different. I know my channel, normally I have cooking and baking recipes, decorating videos, and videos on living in the New York Catskill Mountains. That's my typical video on this channel. So if you're interested in any of that, please consider subscribing to my channel. But today I thought I would talk about a current event. When I started this channel, I really was focused on the cooking and documenting our family recipes because I wish that we had done that with my grandmother. I wish that I had videoed her cooking her favorite recipes and how she cooked, because we could have done that. She died in the 2000s. So, and she cooked until pretty much the day she died in her 90s. So we had every opportunity to video her cooking and get all her recipes on camera, and we didn't do it. So I decided a few years ago to start this channel where I would document just things for my son, family recipes, stories, and then it morphed into talking about living in the New York Catskill Mountains. So I started making some videos about life in the Catskills. So that's kind of how my channel has evolved over time. By the way, today is a very gloomy Catskills day. What a perfect day to make a video with you guys. A gloomy, rainy Sunday. All right, back to what the video is about. Okay, current events. Again, I don't really talk about politics on this channel, but I am going to talk about a current event. So it is the middle of May, and everybody's concerned about the rise in tariffs. And there are people who are making videos about what they're buying and what they're doing to prepare for the tariffs. And there are news reports saying the shelves are going to be empty and there's no ships coming in the ports. And so I don't want to put my head in the sand. I want to be proactive, but I thought I wanted to be practical. This is a video I'm making on what I've done in light of higher taxes on imported goods and thinking about what I will need in the next year and what I don't need in the next year. So this video is about what I am doing just in case the tariffs are very high and just in case stock does run out on things that I need. So I have done some preemptive shopping. I have done some shopping. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to share this on my channel because in a year, I'm going to make another video and I'm going to follow up on what happened. So all the prep that I'm doing now, which isn't really that much, I'm just doing a few things here and there. I want to see in a year, was that for nothing or was it smart that I did what I did? So this is going to follow up a year from now in 2026 and we're going to see, was this worth it? Not that I've done anything crazy. I'm not a prepper. I don't have a mountain of toilet paper in the garage. I don't have anything like that. I'm just trying to be smart with things that I know I need. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that I thought of when all the news stories started about a month ago about, shopping and tariffs, and I started thinking, all right, the first question is, what would I be very upset if I didn't have? What can I not live without? What can I live without and what can I live without? So I'm going to show you my pantry in a little while. But I have purchased some things that I know I would be very sad if I didn't have access to, or if the prices went up very high and I had to pay a lot for them when I could have bought them now for cheaper. So let's go over some of those things that I have purchased just in case. Number one, first of all, if you've watched my channel, I'm an Italian-American woman. I cook a lot of Italian food. My dogs are barking downstairs. I cook a lot of Italian food, and a staple in my cooking that I literally cook with almost every single meal, except when I'm making stir fry, is olive oil. So most of the olive oil in the stores is imported, although there is a brand you can get in your grocery store that is California olives. Not every single olive oil is imported. However, I prefer the imported olive oil over the California olive oil. That's just my preference. So I can't live without imported olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. So every time I went to the store for the past month, I would go to the olive oil section and I would look at what's on sale. And I would buy a bottle. So I have about 7 bottles of olive oil now, extra virgin olive oil. So I'm good for the next year probably. Just in case, again, I know that I can always buy the California brand olive oil. But again, not my favorite, so I went and bought the imported olive oil, okay? Gifts. Olive oil gifts. Okay. If you have relatives that like to cook, you might want to pick up a bottle of the fancy olive oil for Christmas gifts. Just a thought, because come Christmas, it might be harder to find cheap imported olive oil. So if you buy your bottles now, wrap them up for Christmas. By the way, olive oil has a long shelf life, so you can buy it now, it's good in a year. Especially if you keep it in a cold, dark place, like your pantry. So, that's a tip. If you like the imported olive oil, that is a good idea, is to buy your gifts now and stock up on some olive oil. I'm going to show you my pantry in a little while. But that's one of the things that I have been buying a lot of. Just to have. That's okay. Just to have it. All right. Other items I just want to mention before we go down and look at what I've purchased. The first thing I thought about when the doom and gloom started was, what can I live without? What can I live without and what can't I live without? So, paper products. Okay? Toilet paper is made domestically. So if people run out and buy all the toilet paper, it's just going to be back on the shelf in a week. But that's not going to run out. We're not importing toilet paper. So I'm not stocking up on toilet paper. I have a little bit more than I would normally buy, but like, no. I don't need napkins or paper towels to live. I have cloth napkins. We can use cloth napkins, and I can live without paper towels. So I'm not buying that because I don't care about that. That's domestically made anyway, and I don't care. I don't need that. So I'm not wasting my money on nonsense that is made domestically and I don't even need. So forget about that. Dishwasher soap. Now, Procter & Gamble, that makes the brand of dishwasher soap that I like, said that they were raising their prices. So for the past month, every time I go to the store, I look at the Procter & Gamble products that are on sale and I just buy it. So I have a lot of dishwasher soap because I live with the dishwasher. I can't live without the dishwasher because I don't want to hand wash dishes. So I have stocked up on dishwasher soap just so I could get the lower price on it when it's on sale. That I can't live without. Clothes soap. The price of Tide is going to go up and some of the clothes soap prices. So when they are on sale, again, for the past month, every time I go to the store, I go to that aisle. If they're on sale, I grab a bottle. So I have a lot of bottles of clothes soap, which again, I can't live without. These are things that I would be mad if I couldn't get, or if I couldn't get cheaply. So I have that. I have the olive oil. I have dishwasher soap, clothes soap. And again, I didn't go crazy. I don't have a garage full of stuff. I have enough for 6 months, maybe 8, 9 months. That's it. I didn't bring home a carton full of dishwasher soap. But every time I go to the store, I do pick up extra things. All right. Jasmine rice, which is imported. I have bought some jasmine rice because we do like to have that with stir fry. So I have stocked up on jasmine rice. That's something I have. And pasta, especially imported pasta. Every time I go to the store, I buy whatever imported pasta is on sale. So I do have a lot of pasta. That has a long shelf life also. So because we eat a lot of pasta in this house, obviously I'm Italian. So yeah, pasta's a staple. So I just pick up, I don't go crazy. I pick up an extra bag, 2 bags every time I go to the store. So I have enough pasta now for a while. A couple other things that I use a lot in cooking that I know is imported, that I don't want to pay more for later, is Irish butter, which we use a lot of Irish butter in this house. So I have bought, every time I go to the store, I buy an Irish butter and I put it in the freezer. So I have lots of Irish butter in the freezer. And the other thing is imported Romano cheese and Parmesan cheese. So I have in my freezer 3 or 4 packages of Romano, and I bought a block of Parmesan, which lasts a long time, in my freezer, so that I have imported Parmesan, imported Romano. Again, I'm thinking Italian food because this is what the staple of what I cook. So I'm just making sure that the things that I cook with a lot or that we eat a lot of, I have in the freezer. So that's what I've stocked up in the freezer. I have nothing else is in my freezer except Irish butter and Romano and Parmesan cheese. Coffee and tea. I'm going to show you my coffee haul in a minute. And you're going to think it's excessive, but hear me out. My husband and I don't drink alcohol, but we do drink a lot of coffee. My husband drinks coffee all day. And we like a certain type of coffee. We like flavored coffee. And we like good coffee. So we order our coffee from a store. This is going to sound weird, but there is, I used to spend summers in Ocean City, New Jersey. I used to work on the boardwalk. I used to run the kiddie rides on the boardwalk for years. And our family, from the time I was little, spent our summers in Ocean City, New Jersey. So on the boardwalk there's a store called the Ocean City Coffee Company. It's been there for years. And they have sales a couple times a year, and we will buy $400 worth of coffee from them because they do their own roasting and their own flavoring. And we will buy, all these bags of coffee. So coffee is very important to us. Chipper came to join me. So coffee is very important, and we have to make sure we have enough because I will die without coffee. Let's talk about things that we know are imported. We know are imported. Most of it's imported. Coffee. Most of the coffee beans don't come from the US. So we know that coffee is going to be affected by the tariffs. Just is. So that's why, because coffee is such a staple in our house. My son also is addicted to coffee, and we drink a lot of coffee. I stocked up on coffee. We did it. I'm going to show you in a minute all my stores. Vanilla. Okay, most vanilla is not domestic. It's from overseas. So I bought a lot of vanilla extract just to have. Again, these are things that have a long shelf life. Vanilla, coffee, olive oil. These all have a long shelf life. So you can buy this stuff now and store it, and you'll have it if there's a price hike or if something happens in the future. So I did stock up on vanilla. Then I started thinking about Christmas and Christmas baking, because if you've watched my videos, I make a lot of Christmas baking videos because I bake a lot of cookies at the holidays, a lot of family favorite cookies. So then I started thinking, all right, what do I need in baking besides vanilla that might be expensive or scarce at Christmas time? Sugar. Sugar is mostly imported, not domestic. So I started buying extra sugar. Sugar has a long shelf life if it's in a package that's sealed. So I bought some brown sugar. I'm not buying 1,000 pounds of sugar. But every time I go to the store, I pick up different types of sugar that I know I bake with. Brown sugar, powdered sugar, granulated sugar, just to have for holiday baking. I got my vanilla, I got my sugar. I'm not so worried about flour. Flour, we can make our own flour here. We grow our own grains in the US, so I'm not so worried about a shortage of flour. I am worried about sugar and the prices of sugar and vanilla. The other thing I thought about with baking is chocolate chips, because I do use a lot of chocolate chips in my baking. So every time, again, I go to the store, I look at what's on sale. If the chocolate chips are on sale, I'll buy a bag. Have a couple bags saved back for Christmas. Cocoa powder. Again, cocoa beans, the chocolate is not a domestically made product. So most of the chocolate and cocoa that we use in the US is imported. So it might be affected by the tariff. So I bought 3 packages of cocoa powder for baking, just to have for the holidays. I just want to make sure for the holidays that I have the ingredients I'll need to make the cookies I want to make for the holidays. So I did do that. But I didn't go crazy. dairy products are domestically made, except for the Irish butter. But I don't need to stock up on regular butter. I don't need to stock up on, people are saying, oh, you should buy powdered milk. No, we have our own cows in the US, so that's not going to be affected by the tariffs. We're going to have plenty of dairy products with the tariff, so I'm not stocking up on that stuff. Irish butter is imported, so that's why I bought Irish butter. But other butter, I know I need butter for baking, but I'm not stocking up on butter, other kinds of butter. So I'm not worried about that. Right, Chipper? So that's some of the things I thought about in terms of like Christmas baking as I'm trying to get ready for Christmas baking. All right, let me take you downstairs to my pantry and I'll show you some of the products that I've bought just in case. And again, it's not crazy. I don't have stacks of rice up to the ceiling in my pantry. It's just a little bit more than normal in case. So let's go down to my pantry and I'll show you guys what I've stocked up on. All right, I've come down to my kitchen and I'm in front of my pantry door here. And we're gonna open up the pantry and we're gonna look at what we have in there. So come on in. Come on in to my pantry. All right, let me show you what I've got going on here. Okay, this is my pantry, just a basic look. I reorganized my pantry last year and I made a video about it if you want to watch it, because my pantry was a disaster. I had everything that didn't belong in a pantry in here. So it's much better now. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's definitely more organized than it was. All right, let's look at the olive oil first. These are some of the olive oils that I've bought that were on sale. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bottles here. And then I have this one that was already opened. And again, all of these olive oils are imported olives. They're made from imported olives, so they're going to have a tax on them. As I mentioned, olive oil is a staple in my house, so I wanted to make sure I have enough. All right. Cocoa powder. I have 3 of these. 3 of these just in case for holiday baking, which I have put here. So I have 3 of those. Vanilla extract. This one's open. This is my open one. That's my open bottle. I have another one here that's not opened yet. And then back here, I have 3 more boxes of extract. Vanilla extract. All right, let's look at pasta real quick. This is my pasta shelf. It's pretty full. And then I have a box here of spaghetti, just packages of more spaghetti. I think there's 4 spaghetti packages in there. And then I just, again, a lot of these are imported. This is imported. Some of this is not imported, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough. But the Di Cecco, which I do like, is made in Italy. So if you like this brand, you should buy it now if it's on sale. So I just bought a bunch of, just to have a bunch of pasta. Again, because we're Italian, we need a lot of pasta. I have elbow pasta here for pasta salads that I make in the summer. And I have a bustina. I make a lot of bustina, so I have a bustina container. And then that's my white rice. That's just plain long rice. And then this is jasmine rice. I have a package and a half of jasmine rice. And then down here, I bought just another container of white rice just to have as a backup, because we do eat rice sometimes. Behind the rice is some sugar. So I have brown sugar, granulated sugar stuck back there. And then I have another, this is all my baking. These are all my baking things here. So I have more brown sugar here. I have granulated sugar. I have some Jell-O pudding mix for pudding pie. I went on Amazon and I bought this 300 pack of cupcake liners because these are made in China. And they're cheap right now, and I don't want to pay more for them in a year. So this will last me about 3 years. I do bake a lot of cupcakes, but these will last for a long time. Let's look at the condiments here. I don't know where Grey Poupon is made, but if it's made in France, I wanted to make sure I had a few bottles of it. So I have 2 or 3 bottles of this. I do cook a lot with Grey Poupon, so I wanted to make sure I had that. Things like sesame oil, Asian food. I have rice vinegar, regular oil. I have more olive oil back there. So I have a lot of condiments. This is some of my chocolate chips, but I have a bunch of packages I haven't put in here yet that I have bought. And then I have more flour and powdered sugar back here for holiday baking. This is some of the coffee we have from Ocean City Coffee Company. But that's not all my coffee. Let me show you where the rest of it is. I had to put some in a closet because I have so much coffee. So this is all whole bean coffee. And it looks like a ridiculous amount, but I guarantee we will drink all of this in about 4 months. Because that's how much coffee we drink. Okay, I know we've gone crazy with coffee. We have another shipment of coffee coming from Ocean City Coffee Company, another $400 order. So we're not going to have a shortage of coffee in this house, at least for a while, because coffee is the most important thing we drink in this house. So I'm not giving up my coffee or my flavored coffee. So we went nuts with the coffee, but that's what we normally do anyway. We usually buy coffee a few times a year, and we buy a lot. In addition to that, I did go on Amazon and buy a couple other coffee products just to make sure we had enough coffee. Let me show you my coffee setup. All right, I have a coffee bar in my house. This is my coffee mugs. And below it is my coffee bar. I have some sugar. I also have a creamer here usually. That's the coffee I'm currently using that I make my coffee pots with. This is a water filtration system. So instead of buying bottles of water, we just use tap water, and it goes through this filter system, and it takes out all the minerals and things that make your coffee or make your water taste bad. And you can make spring water or drinking water. So we use the drinking water for coffee, and that eliminates us buying bottles of water for making coffee with. All right, we have this coffee maker that makes espresso. You can make cappuccino. It has a thing to foam this is a thing to foam your milk. And you can make espresso, you can make just regular coffee, and then it uses beans. So you put whole beans in the back of it, and it makes 1 cup at a time. So that's nice for when we have drank all the coffee for the day and we just want to make one more cup of coffee. So that is what we use the beans for. And then we have a regular coffee maker here that I set up the night before, and it goes off in the morning. So that way when we get up in the morning, we have a whole pot of coffee. And this is a thermos. So that keeps the coffee hot literally all day. So as long as there's coffee in here, we have hot coffee. And if this runs out, we make our own individual cups in the afternoon with the grinder. So this is why we need a lot of coffee. And that's our coffee bar. And then underneath I keep coffee supplies, mugs, filters. Oh, the filters are something else that I stocked up on. I buy these from Amazon, bulk. I did buy some more of these coffee filters just to have. I don't think they're imported, but I have 6 boxes of these for the year. So I just bought them now, just in case the price does go up, I have them. This is my bottles of dishwasher soap. I have 6 bottles of dishwasher soap. They all were on sale when I bought them. I did not pay full price for any of these bottles. I just went in. Every time I saw it on sale, I would grab it. Sometimes the small bottles are on sale. Sometimes the large bottles were on sale. And I do use my dishwasher, probably way too much, so I did buy a lot of dishwasher soap. I didn't go crazy with trash bags, but I have a few. I have some large trash bags, and then I have some kitchen trash bags, just to have in case the price goes up. But I'm not too worried about that, so I didn't go crazy with stocking up. For canned goods, honestly, the most important thing was the San Marzano tomatoes, because those are imported. But everything else is domestic. Most of this is domestic. I'm not really too worried about the canned goods. I don't think these are going to be on shortage. But I just buy it. If they're on sale, I'm stocking up now, so I'll just buy cans. But this isn't really that. It's not really that much if you think about it. But that's okay. I'm not too worried about canned vegetables. Back here are more different kinds of rice. Now this is imported from China, and this is something I use a lot of, and I bought the last of these in my grocery store. These are from China. They're stir-fry noodles. They just store in your pantry, and when you're making stir-fry, you just pop it in. There's 2 packages in each of these, and you mix it in with your stir-fry noodles and your stir-fry sauce, and you can add the veggies and the meat. And I bought the last packages of this from my ShopRite, because these are from China. So I did stock up on that. Alright, that's about it. I didn't go crazy. Except with olive oil, imported olive oil and pasta. But, yeah, I'm not really gonna hoard anything else, I don't think. I have enough stuff now. Alright, I was hoping you guys could put in the comments some of the things you're buying in preparation for maybe price hikes or shortages. I'm just curious what other people are doing now. I think that will be interesting to read in a year also, to see what we did and if it was worth it or not. What do you think, Chippy? Chippy, what do you think? Chipper's very concerned. Now all Chipper cares about is his food. His food will be fine. All right, let's talk about meat. Talked about dairy. Most of the meat that we buy in this country is from domestic producers. So I'm not stocking up on meat. I'm not stocking up on dairy. I'm not worried about the dog food because that's just vegetables and meat. We do have a garden, so I'm not worried about produce. I'm not buying produce because we're going to be growing our own produce this year. So I'm not worried about dog food. I'm not worried about produce. We're growing our own. By the way, we live in the Catskills. There's a farmer's market in every town in this county and in every county up here. When you live in a rural area, you don't really have to worry about local produce. It's always going to be there. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not hoarding that. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. A lot of what we buy is made in China. It's very cheap now because the tariffs haven't really hit. So I just bought all the Christmas and birthday gifts for the year just to have them. I'm going to buy them anyway. I'd rather buy them cheaper than buy them more expensive later. Anything that I've been wanting, I bought some beach shoes because when I go to the beach, which we are going to go to the beach at some point this summer, I don't like to walk in the hot sand. So beach shoes, they're made in China. They were dirt cheap. I bought them. Right now, you can get Christmas and Halloween stuff for basement prices. I love Halloween. I get my nieces and nephews Halloween gifts. I got them all the gifts. All the Halloween stuff, I got them deep discounts. I mean, the cheapest prices you could think of for Halloween stuff and for Christmas stuff. So I got all the stocking stuffers. I got anything that is made in China that might go up in price, I bought already. I bought in April. So I'm done with Christmas shopping, birthday shopping for the year. Next year, I'm probably gonna have to pay more. But at least for this coming year, I'm good with all the gifts and everything I got for deep, deep discounts. Go on Amazon or go online and buy all your Halloween and Christmas stuff now because it's all clearanced out. And when the new stuff comes in, it's going to be at least 30% more, if not more, especially all the stuff from China. So I bought ornaments. I bought, you wouldn't believe all the stuff I bought. Mugs. Oh, Halloween shirts. You can get Halloween shirts for like $4 now. I bought Halloween shirts for people, for myself. I just went crazy. So again, I'd rather buy it cheaper than buy it for more money later. So that's what I did. So we'll come back in a year and see if this was waste of time and money. But better safe than sorry. So that's what I've been doing in preparation for price hikes, maybe shortages. I don't think there's going to be shortages too much, but you never know. But again, that's what I didn't buy and that's what I have bought. So I'm curious what you guys are doing. Is anybody else buying imported olive oil now? Are you buying it as gifts like I am? Are you Are you stocking up on your pasta, on your jasmine rice? Are you buying your soy sauce now? Are you buying your Christmas gifts? Do you have your Halloween? The only thing I'm not buying is candy, because you really can't buy candy ahead of time. You know, at Halloween, I buy a lot of Halloween candy, which is part of my decor. I put them in different bowls. I'm not buying that now because I want the candy to be fresh. So I'm not buying any candy. I'm not buying Christmas candy now or anything like that. I'm just buying things that I know will last forever. So that's the only thing I haven't bought is like Christmas candy or Halloween candy. But everything else I'm buying up now and getting it all ready. So thanks for joining me. Please share what you guys are doing in this interesting time we're living in. And I hope it's all for nothing, and I hope that the tariffs end up going away and nothing changes in the pricing, but better safe than sorry. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope to read your comments below. Chipper says bye. Say bye, Chipper. See? Oh, you lick my face. You're my baby. Chipper's not worried. Chipper's not worried. Chipper just turned 5 years old, by the way. I made a birthday short for Chipper, but he's my little birthday baby. You say happy birthday? Did everybody say happy birthday to you? Say happy birthday, Chipper. Happy birthday, Chipper. We love you. He's 5 years old. See you in the next video.